The Cabinet has agreed to cut salaries of the Prime Minister, Ministers and Deputy Ministers for 2 months and channel it to the COVID-19 fund. In a statement, the Prime Minister's office said this action demonstrated the government's determination in helping those infected by COVID-19. The fund had been launched on March 11th to help rakyat burdened by the pandemic. As of March 25th, the fund stood at some 8.5 million ringgit. Today, the country recorded its highest single-day spike in new infections, with 235 cases recorded as at noon. The total number of infections now stands at 2,031. COVID-19 also claimed another 4 lives since yesterday noon, bringing the death toll to 23. These numbers come a day after the government announced that it was extending the current movement control order past its original March 31st end date until April 14th. AirAsia Group and AirAsia X will be temporarily hibernating most of its fleet across its network in the face of the sprawling COVID-19 outbreak, which has decimated passenger traffic. In a statement on its website, AirAsia says it will be temporarily suspending all short-haul domestic and international flights from Malaysia from March 28th to April 21st. Long-haul sister AAX will be suspending most of its international flights from March 28th to May 31st. Temporary suspension for domestic and international flights has also been put in place for AirAsia Philippines, Thailand, Indonesia and India. AAX Thailand has also temporarily suspended all its international flights. In the statement, the airline said that it believes this temporary flight hibernation is the right thing to do to ensure the well-being of its guests and staff. The group says it will continue to evaluate the situation closely and is prepared to reinstate services as soon as the situation improves. Meanwhile, the airline said both its management and senior employees have volunteered to a salary sacrifice, ranging from 100% at the very top to 15%. This move, the group says, will ensure that it can ride out this prolonged period of extremely low travel demand and at the same time shield its junior employees. All of the airlines affected guests are currently in the process of being notified. They have the option of either converting their flight booking into a credit account or moving their flights an unlimited number of times without charge within a certain time. The International Air Transport Association has written to the heads of government of 18 Asia-Pacific countries, including Malaysia, to appeal for emergency support for the airlines. The other countries include Bangladesh, India, Japan, Pakistan, the Philippines, South Korea, Thailand and Vietnam. In a statement, DG and CEO Alexandra de Juniac says that for the airlines, it is apocalypse now and that there is a small and shrinking window for governments to throw a lifeline to prevent a liquidity crisis from shuttering the industry. He adds that without urgent relief, many airlines will not be around to lead the recovery stage. IATA estimates that the COVID-19 crisis will reduce passenger demand in Asia Pacific by 37% this year from 2019, with a revenue loss of $88 billion. De Juniac says it also jeopardizes some 2.7 million airline jobs. IATA is proposing 3 options for the governments to consider, namely direct support, loans, loan guarantees and support for the corporate bond market by governments and tax relief. Putrajaya has allowed goods stuck at 3 ports to be moved out and delivered immediately. Transport Minister Datuk Dr. Wee Ka Siong says Port Klang, Port of Penang and Johor Port are expected to be filled to maximum capacity this week. He has instructed that special exemptions to clear non-essential goods are given to the affected ports so that incoming essential goods are not impeded. Freight forwarders and haulier companies will be allowed to pick up these items from the ports from March 27th to 29th. The Federation of Freight Forwarders Malaysia President Alvin Chua told The Edge when a container is stuck at a port, storage, demurrage and removal charges are incurred and would ultimately be passed on to consumers. He said such costs can average between 75 to 100 ringgit a day and can easily climb to 3,000 a month per 20-foot container. AmBank Group research says the coronavirus-induced recession is expected to push both Malaysia and the global economy into a technical recession. Chief Economist and Head of Research Dr. Anthony Das says the impact from the virus should taper by the end of the second quarter. This would be followed by the normalization of both the local and global economy that should take place during the second half of the year. On the comprehensive stimulus package to be announced on March 27th, Das says stimulus package 2 should be more ambitious in terms of reaching a wider range of target groups and cover a broader range of economic activities. The 6 strategic issues that it must address include reducing unemployment and increasing job opportunities, easing the economic burden, supporting the private sector and SMEs, undertaking capacity building for the future, and supporting informal business activities and workers in that sector.